So shooters and reloaders out there, Fortune Cookie 45 LC coming to you from the hot lead zone, and the title of this video is some final thoughts on the new Lee auto drum powder measure. Now a lot of you already know about this, but if you take the Lee powder through neck expander mouth flaring die off of the riser, you'll find that the inside of the die has this part. Give you a close-up of that. We're loading 38 special today, so this does the neck expanding, and then there is a little flared section right there that does the mouth flaring. But then if you overdo it, the case mouth will actually hit the flat here and you'll distort the case mouth. So the way Lee has it rigged up is that when you adjust the case to come up right to that little flared portion, that's the right amount of flare for your bullets. And you don't need to go any farther than that. If you go too far, you'll hit the flat and actually distort the case. So this is a can't fail, no guesswork adjustment. And the powder through section of that mates perfectly with a little extension in the activation of the powder measure. Or if you're using a riser like I am, the riser piggybacks on all of that, so it does the case activation and the powder is handled very nicely through that sleeve. Now if you do happen to lose that little O-ring there, have no fear. It's the same O-ring as that's in the part that you took off. So you've always got an extra O-ring. Nice of Lee to do that. Now the nice thing about the riser is that it actually acts as a drop tube. So you can actually hear powder going through easier. So that's a nice little feature. Plus, it assures that you will clear all of your other dies, this kind of thing, in your progressive presses. Or if you're doing single stage reloading, again, you got a nice drop tube because of that riser. Now it occurred to me that when Lee gives you a rifle drum and a pistol drum, you actually have the capability of throwing any charge between 1 and 80 grains. And infinite adjustment on that whole range. No need to buy separate rifle metering chamber inserts and pistol chambering inserts, this kind of thing. It's actually all included there. And these are only about $3 each. So when we buy extras, they come packed in 4-packs. We can afford to have separate ones already set for our favorite loads for $3 each on one of these things. Now you know that in my other videos on this powder measure that I criticized Lee for not having a baffle in the powder hopper. Well, it turns out that Lee already has the baffle, and there it is right there. That's the baffle. This is the baffle. The powder comes through this small little opening and goes into this little chamber area here, so that actually will equalize the pressure going into the powder metering chamber. So Lee already has the baffle. We do not need a separate baffle up here in this powder hopper. With the accuracy of this powder measure, the ability to handle all kinds of powder, the very reliable return mechanism that's all self-contained in here, not requiring any other linkages or connector bars or chains or anything, that makes this unit a universal application for any press, especially with the riser. No interference with any other press. The exception is, though, the coax. The coax doesn't allow anything to go above the dies because the actual working arm of the press runs right through that zone. So all other presses are okay, but the coax. In fact, I can see that some of the popular progressive reloading presses are going to be requested to be purchased without the powder measure from that company, because this one will work better. And at $35, superior value price point. We could actually afford to buy 2 or 3 of these for what we would spend on other powder measures plus their accessories. So that if we did buy 2 or 3 of these, you're already getting 2 times whatever number of these you're buying. So if you buy 3 of them, you already have 6 of these measuring drums to be used interchangeably among the 3. If you get 2 of them, you got 4 measuring drums already. That's pretty nice to have those extra drums. So now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and reload the 38 Special with 105, that's actually 112 grain semi-wad cutter bullet using our nice tight wad powder, which is very inexpensive. I got a lot of this powder because of shotgun shooting in the past. And at 3.2 grains of charge for that light bullet, we're going to be in business for a lot of loads. Now, I'm going back to loading my 45-45-10 bullets. As you see here, these are not powder coated. Nothing wrong with going back to loading our plain cast bullets. And those of you who are traditionally minded out there will appreciate that the fact that I'm not doing just powder coating these days. I'm still reloading the old-fashioned cast lead bullet lube with 45-45-10. So take care. We'll see you next video. Bye for now.